This is your daily market recap for Thursday, March 17th, 2022. Let's go. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for March 17th, 2022, Thursday. Let's get into it. Man, a lot to talk about. If you are not a member of the Discord room, check out the link in the description below. Totally worth stopping by. Please subscribe if you like the videos, and let's get into it. So, we're talking about some scalping today and the SPY doing puts, and a lot of them got crushed. Really wasn't ideal, but we'll get into why, the thought process behind such, and looking at the algorithm and just paying attention to some of the things. And again, some of us took just a little bit of risk considering that, the quarter's gone pretty well with a lot of these commodity trades. And as I said, we'll get into the charts, but hopefully people, if they were watching the action in the channel today, hopefully they realize, like, no one is, immune from taking the L, and especially day trading. It can be really hard. So, again, the leverage sizing is according to the risk potential and reward. So it's not end of the world stuff, but just good to see, hey, this is how we handle losses, how we do things. And sometimes, again, we all take risk. It's just how you execute it and what you do with it. And again, what you're comfortable with, because you will find times where things don't make sense and you think your thesis is right, but you just have to let it go, or just know you're comfortable with losing if you're wrong, and you end up being wrong, because again, we all have strong opinions. Bitcoin, same thing, 35 to 45,000, chopping, going nowhere quick. I apologize for that. TLT. This was interesting because we were looking at it, and it looked like it was going to break out today, but it made a higher high and higher low. And you look at the candle color and you're like, oh, that's bearish. Technically, it's not. We will see how it plays out. You have a very obvious 4-day range here. It actually makes this, if you learn to just look at sometimes things for what they are, bullish above, bearish below. It's really that simple. So keep it. If you're looking at buying bonds, and that was kind of one of the recommendations we talked about in this position, as it is in the 100-month area. It's gone from 156 down to 130 pretty quickly. Bonds, in my opinion, are oversold, but doesn't mean they can't go lower. It's just a trade. That's all everything is. It's a trade. We all have opinions. Sorry, I was looking at something. Dollar, interesting, held a 20-day today. We could talk about the war stuff and what's going on overseas, but the headlines are just relentless, whether they're bullish or bearish. It's all subject to interpretation. I don't know long term ultimately who wins or what happens, but I think you will see volatility continue. That's where we get into the VIX, and I thought we'd hold the 50-day today. We didn't. We made a little lower low, but keep in mind, so this is why I was thinking some puts just for some little scalps or shorting, however you want to play the market. VIX just went from 33 down to 25s. You do the math there. It's a decent drop. Can it go low? Of course. That's why I try to tell people, if you're taking on these risk trades to short something, buy something, just don't assume just because something's gone a certain amount that it can't go more. VIX, it is OPEX. It's been elevated. They want to crush it at this point. Maybe they do. This is what gets interesting about the SPY, is we broke the downtrend. You can draw it different ways, and here's another way to draw it. You can see from the tip of this right there, we broke the downtrend. The volume isn't great. That's the one caveat I have with all this. But keep in mind, literally Monday morning, we're at 415. We're all the way up to 440. So it made sense why to start trying to track us short in the upper, at this trend line and in this area. It unfortunately did not work out today. Letting one or two puts ride overnight, I don't think is the end of the world, especially with this overbought condition. If you decide to, I did. It's interesting. Just watch. You will be wrong. Again, keep in mind, I don't have any other shorts on in the market. I tell people, as we get in the materials names, you'll see the leaders are leading, the laggards are lagging, and if you wanted to buy, if you thought the market was a little overbought short term, because typically OPEX weeks have like one direction and two directions. They don't go all one direction for the week, but there are exceptions to the rule. Nothing is certain. The QQQ, we've talked about this being a laggard. We said, hey, breaking the 20-day yesterday. Watch what happens when it gets into the top of this blue box. We're right there, 345 area approximately. I think there is a short scalp into Friday. IWM, I didn't really get any action back on, because I was really hoping for, again, hope. When you trade on hope, you're usually wrong. My hope was 188. Didn't get there. Still have a little bit just floating around. I mean, it's not something I'm going to add to at this point, because I think there's better, I was watching the IWM for traction, but keep in mind, this is making a higher high, or higher low, higher low. And that was 50-day. It's at the downtrend. We'll see what happens. Again, I mean, like, everything's lining up so that the market is either, it's very binary. It's going to break out or it's going to get beaten to shit. Excuse my language. That's just the reality of it. Gold looked really good this morning. It tested the gap, and then it's at the 20-day. It's a pretty big move down. We talked about buying it yesterday and buying it on if you wanted nibble on Tuesday. I mean, it's definitely due to bounce. I mean, keep in mind, my chart didn't save. Anyway, you're at areas that are very interesting. Let's just say it that, 1900. If you can find gold at 1900, I think it's a buy. Silver, FedEx misses after hours. Just reading it as it pops up on my screen. How is that affecting? Yeah, that's knocking the SPY down after hours. Silver sadly hits the 8-day, backs off. It's still over the 20-day, which, you might say this is bearish, which I would agree, potentially. Watch the 20-day. I think that's really the key here. I mean, keep in mind, market, you really can't execute exact price action, like knowing exactly where the bottom and the top is. GDX, 20 days holding, nice work. If you wanted to sell, I mean, a question came out about Nugget, hey, I bought it in the 60s, it's up a ton. What do I do with it? Well, if you wanted, sell some covered calls. That's what I would do if you're really worried about it. That's probably the most ideal way to get paid to hold it at this point versus being wrong. And if it drops and pops back to lower prices, you at least put money in the pocket by selling calls. GDXJ looks fine to me. I mean, nice gap up and held up. I mean, the wicks aren't ideal, but keep in mind, 44, 48, pretty quick. 10% pulls back 2 or 3%. I don't think that's the end of the world. AEM, KL, whatever combo, holding up pretty well. We talked about getting up near the highs. I mean, or holding up pretty high in the last couple of days. Looks good. AG, talked about this earlier in the message board, on the message board. I thought 1450 area might be some resistance. I mean, I know I don't have it perfectly drawn on this computer, but on my other computer, we're in the resistance zone. I might as well just make it what it is. And it bounced. All right, it pulled back. I'm not surprised. Keep in mind, 12.5 to 14.5. Again, it's a solid percentage move. Not surprised if it backs up a little bit. That's trading. Every day you wish it up, every tick. I mean, it's just not how it works. Here we go. PAAS, same thing. Held the 20-day. Nice pop. Keep it simple. If you're over trading or worried, always sell calls. You can layer out if you're uncomfortable with the profit pressure. Just always keep in mind, like, all or nothing trading is really gambling. It's gambling too when you sell, because if you sell all at once, you are picking the top versus letting the market show you where the highs are. And speaking of picking tops and being wrong, here we go. X. We talked about selling half, hedging here at the weekly trend line. Well, look what happens. Or the monthly trend line. I apologize. It's a monthly. You can see it right here. Let me open this up a little bit. You can see we're right there. I mean, I said it's probably going to back off. It definitely backed off, but look what happened. High and tight. Now it's breaking out. Added a slight amount just to shits and giggles, and we'll see what happens. I'd rather buy a pop than the drop later, but you can also buy the breakout. And if it, indirectly I'm bearish, but also, like, I try to teach people, look at the relative performers. These are the stocks I'm buying. Look at this since January. When we get into tech here shortly, you're gonna see why I just don't even fuck with it. Like, it just has no game in my, like, has no game. VALE, I'm glad people who bought it on the 17 level, you're looking at 1870 now. It's creeping higher. Looks good. CCJ, this was a great trade. Great trade if you bought it the 20-day, back testing the trend line near 24. You were at 27. That is a great trade. That is a great trade because you were up 15% in 2 days. Not like tech as we get into. That stuff is not really up that much. And again, maybe some of the smaller stuff, but the mega cap stuff is not. Mosaic had a wish and a dream to catch the 20-day, didn't catch it. CF did hit near the 20-day, did not catch it. They're holding up, is what it is. Let's get into tech. Again, notice high left, low right. When we look at, and then here are the relative performers. Like X. Whee! If you are buying AMD, it is telling you. Look at the chart. It's telling you it's not strong. Now, again, doesn't mean it can't pop, but it's not leading. And when tech doesn't lead, do you want to own? It's like owning commodities before they weren't leaders. Like, did you really want to own X when it wasn't leading up? I don't think so. Same thing with AMD. I'd recommend. Would not own it. Channel high, head and shoulders. Check out the monthly. I mean, this is a monster move. I mean, it went from almost $1 to $1.63. I mean, 65. That might be one of the best moves you'll ever see or own. Don't own it forever. It's just, it'll pull back. I mean, or not don't own it, but manage it accordingly. How about that? Same thing with kind of Apple. We talked about channel low potentially holding. It's popped. It's a nice pop, but it's still not relative. It's not leading. Not leading. Maybe tech needs to catch up, but it's not leading. I'll say this a billion times and I'll still get a million people asking me, like, what do you think of these tech stocks? And it's like, guys, gals, I'm not even looking at them. Like, they're not on my radar because they're not leading. Other stuff that's acting better. MicroStrategy, we talked about this. Again, you could buy it at the channel low. Keep in mind, it is not leading, but it is over the 50-day. Hello, could start popping. Keep in mind, Bitcoin is proxy for this. If Bitcoin holds, this should rip. It's really that simple. Let's get into some more tech. Some more laggy. Looks like it's trying to bottom. Same thing with Roblox, 20-day. I mean, you got like this, again, major smash pennant. It's due to bounce. How much does it bounce? I don't know. I like stuff making higher highs or coming off higher highs. You know, like VALE. Like, so, again, sorry to hammer people who are tech strong. Like, this is making higher highs. Like, that is bullish, more bullish to me than Roblox. Even though Roblox might have more potential, it's just this is a problem. This is not, you hope. Are you anticipating to make higher highs in the market? If so, then maybe this can rebound. If not, this thing could get slapped. Notice commodities, as the markets have been going sideways, have held up really, really, really well. I'll just leave it on that. Tesla, yeah, sure, it's over the 200-day. Congrats. I mean, people are like, oh, you're not bullish. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, man, we were talking about the 20-month and channel low. If it is going to hold here, this is where it should hold. So Tesla bulls, I'm not riding with you, but if you want to see higher highs, you need to hold the channel low. It's really that simple. And again, one day doesn't make a trend. Watch this other channel in the 50-day. I'm pulling for everybody to win, so I don't really have a preference. Just trade well. Trade well, don't lose, be smart. PENN, talked about this last couple of days, maybe March Madness, holding the 43 level. So far, so good. UTHR, we talked about this, maybe you're starting to rip back to 200. Well, guess what? When we got back over, say, like 178 to 180, and over the 20-day yesterday, I mean, again, no one messaged me about this one, so I'm pretty sure no one's really paying attention to it. But guess what? It popped up. Oh, wow. Just got the news. U.S. Steel guides Q1 lower. Good with the price action. It's down $1. Wow. It's down $1 from its highs today after guiding down here. Sorry to interrupt. Breaking news live. It went from 340 to, oh my God. Yeah, it's down $1. I'm telling you, imagine if Microsoft guided down right now, or Apple, or any of these stocks, they would get creamed. Absolutely creamed. Do I feel bad that I bought some X? I guess. But you know what? I would love to buy more on a discount. Thank you. Thank you, sir, very much. That's awesome. You like my random accents. Yeah, EXPI, we talked about this 22. 22's holding. Looks good to me. Hold this area. I mean, real estate market is hot. Very hot. Warm. Not cooling off. EXP should start cooking. Just when. I mean, it's just tough to time this stuff. Speaking of X's and P's, here's XOP. Held a 20-day. It looks all right. You just keep in mind, this ETF has had a 4-for-1 reverse split. I mean, this thing has gotten... But it is breaking downtrend. I've said... let me just draw this so people don't have to say, like, you haven't been saying it. It's not on your chart. No, it's there. I mean, I think at some point you will see the 140 handle on this. Will it be next week? I don't know. But holding a 20-day, that's okay. ExxonMobil, I am extremely disappointed that it's not back below the 50-day. But what did we say yesterday and the day before? 50 days holding, it could hold and go higher. I would love to see it down here. I mean, and when I say down here, like 74, 72, whatever, would look good. All right. Well, again, I hope people are enjoying these videos. If you have questions, please stop by the Discord room. As I'm speaking, I'm going to go to briefing.com and see if I can get in to show you what happened with U.S. Steel after hours. Give me a second. Because I know there's a lot of people own it, so if you've gotten this far into the video, you'll probably appreciate this information. And here it is. Company should downside 2 to 3 versus expecting 386. Keep in mind, this is still trading at a mid-single digit PE ratio. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Price in all the bad news, and it should go higher. And also for and else keeping score, FedEx, they came out. I mean, their margins are improving. Obviously, they're raising prices. They're expecting, I mean, they guided up, I guess, or reaffirmed. They missed today. I mean, let's pull it all up real quick after hours. So, you know, if you're sticking with me here, you know, if you need to go. I'll just run this for the next second. You can see X again after hours. Down 4%. Like that's nothing. Consider the guide down. Let's look at FedEx. Yeah, flat. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, that's how we roll. That's how the markets roll. I will talk to you guys and gals later. Stop by Discord room, slap a like. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.